But welcome back, everybody. Youngzers, episode 22. We recently hit a tremendous milestone. So, speaking for everybody here, but I'll give everybody a chance. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, 100 subscribers. Uh, I never thought we'd hit it by the end of the year. Like I said before, our goal was like 50, I think. And, I mean, we doubled that. So, just want to reach out and say thank you to a couple people. Jaden, you know who you are. Always watching the pod, always commenting about it. So shout out to you. And also, I want to give a shout out to a random follower that we don't know, Millen Jane, whoever you are. Thank you for listening. Got a nice Twitter DM from you, so appreciate you listening. We don't know you. Usually our supports from friends, family, that kind of thing, local people. So it's nice to know we're reaching out a little bit. Anyway, boys, how's it going?
Yeah, hey, 100 subs. Unlike Dan, I'm gonna adhere to what we agreed on. But I don't see any eggnog right now in Dan's little panel there. So, care to comment, Mr. Couch?
I'll let Double R take the floor here first. I'll let him take the floor, and then I'll elaborate.
Ryan hit on it earlier. 100's a good number. We had 50 in mind, 100. Always good to double your goals, folks. 2023, big things coming, boys.
Yep, ending the year strong. Also, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think the 100 subscriber special is gonna be next week's episode. You know, the little Christmas special, 100 subscriber special. I think it's like hitting at the same time, kinda. So I'll have something figured out for next week's episode. I know Dan has the nog, Andrew has his in. Me and Roberts, we don't really know, but we have a little time to think about it. So.
I'm just doubling up. I'll go 2 weeks in a row with it.
Roberts, how about you break out the hot chip?
That might be a possibility.
Oh, the one chip challenge.
On Christmas, though. Oh, God.
No.
That's going to ruin it.
Yeah, he'll be blowing logs out of your crack.
Hog and log, yeah.
Yuletide logs everywhere.
The old hog and log.
Do watch. I make the boys watch the Yule log when they're opening presents every year. Have the Yule log on the TV. Yeah. So I just want to say first off, these three gentlemen invited me on. What was that? Your fourth pod?
I think it was like the third
or fourth. You guys had plans. You guys had a goal set in mind. I wasn't a part of that at the beginning. You guys welcomed me with arms wide open, and then everybody just listens, shows us support, tunes in every week. Brian Michio, huge supporter. I know you watch him or listen, watch, whatever. Even DJ listens. He gives us some criticism, and I like it. Says we agree too much, so I'm going to try to disagree with everybody this week just for him. But no, I do appreciate you guys having me on here. Like Double R said, to double your goal, in it was less than 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's great.
August, no.
We can only keep going up, and I do apologize. It was kind of last minute. I had a hectic Sunday. Sunday is not a day of rest in my house. It's a day of got to get everything done, got to clean the house, got to do all these projects because I'm a procrastinator. It's my own fault. So I don't have Nog today. I will have Nog. We were talking, I think Friday we're going to do a special because we're not going to record next Sunday. And that's probably the only time we can all link up with the holiday coming up. So I will do the Nog. It's going to be a half gallon. I'm not doing a full gallon because I'm not going to not hit that goal. Like we hit a goal, I got to hit a goal. It's going to be a half gallon of Turner's eggnog. It's going to happen. I apologize. I'm a fraud, but I do apologize.
Okay, so my idea was for this. I forgot about it until now. I was going to do since it's a subscriber special, I was going to have some of the listeners maybe create like a Subway sub that I'll have to eat on the pod.
Oh, I like it.
It won't be anything deadly, but it'll be edible because it has to be from Subway.
I mean, that's still kind of questionable on the edible part. Sorry, at Subway, but no, that has the potential to be pretty disgusting with the combo of ingredients because we know a lot of the listeners and
we have some trolls out there.
Yeah, that's what you.
They're gonna make you get a meatball sub with lettuce, tomato, mayo, Italian dressing. Black olives.
Don't speak.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Something nasty like that. Something that just
tuna.
flashes.
Or
tuna. Their tuna isn't even tuna. It's cardboard.
Yeah. Dude, tuna's good. I like tuna.
I'm not from Subway.
stuff on it, that'd be foul.
I don't care.
Disgusting.
And it's gonna be on like a flatbread, and it won't be even on like Italian urban cheese. Yeah, it'll be on a flatbread or in a
It is
bowl.
what it is.
We'll make it a salad.
But yeah, I don't know if I told the Subway story before. The last time I ate Subway was like a couple years back, probably like 2019, like maybe 2019. This is pre-pandemic. Last time I ate Subway, and if you know the layout of the area and you're listening to this, I went to the one in the local plaza. So if you're listening, you know where that is. I didn't even make it down the bypass. I had to stop at Giant Eagle to use the facilities. So that literally, yeah.
You live 3.5 minutes from that Subway.
That's how far I made it. That's how bad it was. You know?
What did you order?
It was like a salad. And I was like, I had a Subway salad. I forget what I put. I loaded it with veggies. All I remember is like heavy on the banana peppers, like all that stuff. It was just an absolute concoction of destruction. And I didn't make it to the Giant Eagle that I always,
the dirty bird.
about.
That's why you call it the dirty bird. You dirtied it up.
It was bad. It was a tragedy.
That's not a good look.
Like the janitor there was probably in shambles that day. Like, I haven't been back since, and I think that this might have to be my time to go back. I might have to battle the demons. Have a subscriber sub on Christmas special. So I don't know. I might have to go down.
Now, how long after that happened did COVID occur?
I'll have to look at the timestamps. I have a timestamp, so I'll have to look.
Oh, you're on to something.
Connect the dots, Dan. Connect the dots.
All I'm saying is we better hurry up because Motts is going to be on cloud 9 here real soon. He's going to be spinning.
You know why I'm spinning, Dan?
Why are you spinning, bud?
Just to go, I'm not going to go off topic, but the Pirates, everyone's signing free agents this week. I had to rep them. They signed a catcher 1 year, $5 million?
He won 136 last year.
Everybody's touting, oh, he's great defensively. I weigh more than his batting average. That should not happen when you're a major league player. I don't know.
You know what? Since you went there, we're just gonna get the Buccos right off the rip here real quick, and because I screenshotted something last night, and I really wanted to touch on it, so I'm glad we'll just start there. Ryan, you okay with us starting here?
Yeah, I have the timestamp. It is post-COVID. It is September 2020.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I wasn't patient zero, but yeah. It was bad.
I kind of took Ryan's thunder there because he always leads us off. But anyway, we're going to get into the Buccos talk here real quick, and then we can be done with them. So I saw this, and it really piqued my interest because just to see where they're at in their spending, because you always hear that they don't spend. Let me just put some numbers out there for you. The New York Mets, $353.9 million on the payroll in opening day. That's projected. Yeah. New York Yankees, $288 million. The Phillies, $242 million. The Padres, $233 million. It's your top four. I'll give you top five. Toronto's $228 million. There's one team that's going to spend less than the Buccos on opening day, projected.
Is it the A's?
Oakland.
Oakland Athletics. They're
$61 million.
3 years.
The Pittsburgh Pirates at $72.9 million on opening day. That doesn't even pay, like, a Max Scherzer. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, you're
not going to be competitive.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's, hyped up over them signing Austin Hedges. Like, okay, great. He's great defensively, no doubt about it. But Buddy's hit a career like 182 hitter. That's not something that's going to get me excited. And like you said, Dan, the payroll's so low. Like, people wonder why they run out of buns on Dollar Dog Night. They can't buy the buns. If you can't pay to get an actual major league full-time catcher, and I'm sick of all the arguments. Well, no, there's not too many offensive and defensive catchers out there. Blah 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 blah.
You had a chance in Wilson Contreras this year. You had a chance.
Oh, we don't want to block Endy Rodriguez. Like, I get that, but at the same time, why? It just doesn't make a lot of their moves don't make sense, especially with the pitching staff. Vince Velasquez, they did a hype video for him.
Yeah,
the guy stinks. The guy stinks.
But here's the thing with your offensive powered catchers, they're a dime a dozen. They are. They normally hit eighth in the lineup, but they still come through in the clutch. Your Yachties, and who's the guy from Kansas City? I can't think of his name. Perez. I mean, he was getting votes for the MVP and stuff like that. So And they're supposed to have these young kids coming up through the pipeline. They just drafted that one last year, first overall. He was a catcher.
He's not going to play catcher in the majors, I don't think.
He'll
Okay,
play
but
first base.
well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. When you take a first overall positional player, they should be up there within a year. We
Yeah.
should see that cat within a year. We're not going to. So are they not evaluating prospects right? Are they not doing their due diligence with scouting these guys?
See,
It's just a shamble of a fucking organization. I'm sorry for the F bomb. That was early. I apologize. I can't with them anymore.
I think it's more of like a development issue, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, we get these high picks year after year after year, but nothing ever comes out of them. I mean, you do get a couple of guys, but I mean, O'Neal Cruz, sure, but he isn't guaranteed yet. You know,
He wasn't even a draft pick.
Yeah, we didn't even draft him.
Oh yeah,
We got him in a trade.
Dodgers trade. Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
For Tony
anyway,
Watson.
I think it's more talent evaluation, like you said, but more just developing the talent and like the double minor, the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you look at how the Pirates develop talent, and realistically, only the few, like, you look at the first round picks, Garrett Cole's the only one that's really like went to ace status, and then he got better once he left the Pirates. And there's a pattern there. Charlie Morton. You look at all these pitchers. I'm not gonna list them all off. The names
Glasnow.
there. Who?
Glasnow, isn't he like there?
Yeah.
He was like one of the top duos. I saw a
Who's
chart
elbow
like
out.
the top duos in Tampa, and then who's the other one?
Shane Bowes.
Yeah. No, they were like number 2. Who's the number 1 duo? Was it Cole?
Chiron.
I don't know.
I don't know, but like you look at it, it's not a pattern anymore. Like, players leave Pittsburgh and they get better. And whether I don't think it's evaluating the talent as much, because drafting in baseball after the first handful of high first round picks, it gets to be a crapshoot. Statistics prove that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's much identifying talent as just developing it in general. And that's where Huntington, especially in the later years, him and his regime stunk at it. So, like, you have an O'Neal Cruz who you get for Tony Watson. This was years ago. He was just a wild card. Who knew if he was going to pan out? Looking like a superstar. Henry Davis, they drafted him more because they had literally no catchers in the system. So that was more of a need rather than like a best available right there. But, I think he'll end up playing first base. They got Endy Rodriguez in a trade. He's looking great. He's going to be the future catcher. He's the guy that, like you said, Dan, offensive pop, good defender. They needed a bridge guy. That's why they signed Hedges. It's not something to get excited about. It's a bridge catcher. Don't hype that up, number one. But, they have the number 1 overall pick once again next year. Looking like it's going to be probably Dylan Cruz, who's an outfielder at LSU right now. And I've seen a couple rankings saying he's, a Bryce Harper type impact. Not as good as Bryce Harper, but, can get to the majors, like you said, Dan, pretty quickly, which you don't see that too often nowadays.
No.
They focus on development. So I'm not going to knock them for drafting players that don't start right away, within a year or two. But, at some point, the talent that you develop, especially as a small market team, you have to develop that talent in the minors, and they have to become good, because you're not going to spend money on big free agents. So it's all going to be homegrown. And that's where the cupboard's been bare.
Which, like, it's a shame that the Pirates can't do that, because the Rays are a mirror of the Pirates, basically.
Yeah.
They're in the same position, small market, high draft picks, but they always are contending, it feels like. And the only thing is, they don't have the facilities for it. Like, their ballpark is basically a junkyard.
That place looks like shit.
It's a piece of shit.
They're playing half their games up in Montreal next year.
Yeah, it's a horrible ball field, and like the fans are horrible down there. Any fan down in Florida, like, I'm sorry, that's just not a sports area. They're frauds. Anyone in Florida, you're a fraud. Sorry, I'll put it out there.
No,
but
I mean, going with after Florida.
if Pittsburgh was developing players the way Tampa was, I feel like the fan base would, would have a better fan base than them. We have a better ballpark than them. It's a better area down there for a ballpark, and the organization just can't put it together,
No.
Like, it frustrates me when they're like, "Oh, Pittsburgh was the best option for me." Free agents, like, they were probably your only option. Who are you bullshitting? Like,
that's the thing. It's you see a lot of these veteran guys trying to rekindle their career, because maybe they're at the latter stage of their career and they see, hey, well, this guy had some decent numbers. Let's pick him up if we're a contender. and then we'll keep them on for another year or so. You know, so they make another paycheck or they get another contract out of it, and that happens all the time. Now, when
Jose Quintana last year,
yeah,
they sign him, trade him to the Cardinals. Signs was it the Yankees? He's in the Yankees. Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
Nice contract.
More as a last chance but Major League Baseball. We take the scrap, we redevelop it.
Here's the thing with those prospects you say, and then you guys wanted to say like the pitching staff, like Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, and all them guys. They've come out and said that the Buccos, they tell them to pitch the contact. When Garrett Cole could go out there and just mow him down, you saw he was leading in Ks when he was with Houston. So he's got the skills, he's got the stuff to do it. Now, was it spider tack? That's a whole different conversation. But it just shows that they're almost like the Pittsburgh Steelers, to where they don't want their offense to lose them games. They don't want their pitchers to lose them games. So pitch the contact so we can get some ground ball outs or maybe some fly ball outs. And then they're getting shelled. Let Garrett Cole go out there. The guy should have won Cy Youngs when he was here. I'm telling you, here he should have pitched some perfect games too. He's got the stuff. And then when he was not with the Buccos, he was mowing people down. 17 Ks in a game. He did that like 4 times.
There's a difference between having pitchers pitch to contact and knowing your personnel. When you see Garrett Cole on the mound, that dude's a damn bulldog on the mound. You let him go out there and just fire away. That's not someone you tell, oh, pitch to contact. No, he's a fastball pitcher. He's a bulldog. He should do whatever the hell he wanted on the mound. I don't care if it was Ray Searage, who overhyped. I don't care.
Sewage.
Yeah. But, it's just the same old song and dance, and people will keep defending the Pirates. Like, I see Tim Williams on Twitter saying, Pittsburgh Pirate fans are the effing worst, blah, blah, blah. Pittsburgh's the worst city. Like, buddy, you live in Florida. You're an absolute jag. Jag.
Fraud.
Jag. He's a jag.
And you know what?
Florida. And the same people that he's insulting are the ones he's expecting to subscribe to his content. Get the hell out of here.
You know what? I fear for the end of football season / hockey season, because when we're in the dog days of summer, we didn't experience this yet. We started up right when, preseason football, what are we going to talk about? The Buccos ain't contending next year.
This is perfect timing. Did anyone see the alert from the Pirates?
No.
We have acquired first baseman outfielder Connor Joe, who was a second round pick of theirs years ago that stunk in Pittsburgh, from the Rockies in exchange for minor league pitcher Nick Garcia. So we just traded for a guy we DFA'd that was a high pick, stunk in Pittsburgh. We're bringing him back to the scrap heap, baby. Love it. Love it. That couldn't be better timing.
Well, whatever. I think it's time to drop the Buccos. We're going to be talking about them enough in the summer, we can say the same thing.
We might have a lot of off the rails podcasts.
We might have to explore other options, maybe become a soccer. Cricket's
pod. Huge during the summertime.
Ping pong, soccer, who knows? Russian ping pong.
I've bet that a couple too many times at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Connor Joe, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Connor Joe, piss off.
Anyway, are we good on the Buccos?
We spent 20 minutes on them, and that's 20 minutes more than we should have.
Unless there's an alert of bringing back Jack Wilson. That's the only way we're going to talk about them.
I think they just signed Jason Kendall with a broken leg to a 3-year deal as a bridge catcher.
Probably.
But anyway,
better than Hedges.
Big news of the day, Steelers, big dub. 500 it's not out of the, it's not out of the conversation yet. Beat the Panthers 24-16. I'm going to call this the meat game, Who had the best meat, who had the biggest meat, because it was a battle. It was a battle of the lines. The big boys up front, I felt like. Run games are strong. Not too much pass, a little bit, but I feel like we had the better line today. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they were scrappy. They did their job. The Steelers got they did the job in the run game, which was phenomenal. The best drive of the day was whenever they took almost the whole third quarter and just went down the field. I think there's 3 minutes left when the Steelers
12 something, yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal drive. And then, the fourth quarter, they kind of stunk. They went 3 and out a couple times. And, there's just a lot of different things. But I think that game should have been a blowout. But there was just some absolutely dumb penalties. And Marcus Allen, he got to go. Marcus Allen and Connor Joe, they got to go.
Yeah, that guy, he's famous for his picture at, the Pitt-Penn State game, putting his 2 fingers, grinning. That's about the only thing that guy's good for
The
nowadays.
thing is, he's at this point he's a career special teamer. You know, like he is a Penn State product. I liked him at Penn State, but he ain't an NFL guy. You know, like he's a veteran. You're a 5-year veteran at this point. Like that's considered a veteran in the NFL, right? 5 years.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky's considered a veteran. That's around his time, right? 2016, 2017.
6 year. They said 6 year too. I think this is a 6 year.
So yeah, Marcus out. Like, what are you doing? You're running into the other team's huddle, skipping around. Like, I'm just sick of these antics. And after the game, he's like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that." You think?
Yeah.
You think? Like, what was like that's like what you do when like when you're playing schoolyard football. Like you creep into the other team's huddle and you like start like
they start pushing you
you
back
start
and
trying to, like,
yeah,
like,
that's
the curl route like
I
on
don't know,
Timmy
man.
over there. Like, what are you doing, Marcus Allen? You're a special teamer. Get out of the damn huddle.
Yeah, and he's always on, Instagram, walking your trap, take over your trap, playing that music, dancing in the locker room. Like, buddy, like you said, you're a 5th-year career special teamer. You're taking dumb penalties. It seems that you haven't matured yet. Walking your trap, get out of Acrisure. I wouldn't even wait till tomorrow. I'd have left him down in Charlotte. Special teamers. It's not like he's a Pro Bowler. Dime a dozen. Go find somebody else that won't take dumb penalties that could end up costing your team a victory. So, Jag of the week, Jag of the year, and just a total idiot. I don't know what else to say.
It was a couple weeks ago. He got into it with a Steeler PR or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or somebody of the reporters or something. They were screaming at him about they wanted him to turn the music down. What a jag! Yeah, people are there just trying to do their job, and you want to not turn your music down. Come on.
This is for a guy that was a fringe cut this year too, and you're
Yeah.
acting like that. Like he was a fringe make the roster guy, and I feel like didn't a few guys get hurt that they didn't make the team?
That's the only reason I think he made. Like
So he would have been not even on a roster this year, probably. I mean,
somebody would have picked him up, but
yeah, practice squad maybe.
Yeah,
playing in the XFL with Martavis Bryant.
Even in the CFL,
Paris Ford
dancing
this too.
You know what? Like, I'm just sick of the antics on the team. It needs to stop. We need to get rid of the locker room Instagram lives. Like, we got to clean it up a little bit around there.
That's Tomlin era. That's what he wants to do.
it is. He's a
sure
player's
does.
coach.
But that going off that, I mean, dumb penalties. I mean, nothing could be worse than Deontay. So I mean, it's like you know what I mean. You made a great play, and you go and you start barking at him like a dog.
Such a
like,
doy play.
But I went down and I said, there's 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Deontay Johnson running backwards after a catch. It's every week.
You could say 4. You could say 4 things there, double
What's
R.
that?
Death, taxes, him running back behind the sticks and not catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Dan Moore, did he have a holding penalty today?
No, that's Dan Moore. No holding penalty. I thought hell froze
Four of
over.
us fell over.
I said Hellville froze over.
If anyone wants to play the lottery, tonight's the night. That's all I'm saying. Dan Moore clean.
65-65. Play
What
those
did we
numbers.
have on the bingo card? Did they make a Gunnar Olszewski
They did.
Patriots
On the
reference
radio,
either?
They did. I wasn't home yet for the game. The radio, they were going crazy for him on that diving 3-yard catch.
I was listening the first part of the first quarter on the radio because I was driving to Andrew's place to watch a game.
Yeah.
And Bob Pompiani called him Gunny Olszewski. Like, what are we doing, Bob?
Pomp does games on
He does
DVE?
KDKA.
Radio.
I think he does KDKA stuff. Yeah,
The game should have been on DVE, not
I think he was on it.
KDKA
Is it
radio.
Bob Pompiani that did it, or who was it?
You sure it wasn't Bill Hillgrove?
No,
Oh.
it's Bill Hillgrove and the other guy. Who's the other guy?
Yeah. I
I
don't
can't think of his name. He called him. He did
Punch.
say.
It
No,
sounded
Tunch
like
passed
Bob.
away.
I don't know who that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, Tunch used to do it. Wolfley, and I can't remember who the other guy is.
I'll listen to that.
It might have been Pomp. I could be wrong. I
I
haven't
have no
listened to a
idea. It
game in
sounded
years.
like his voice, and I.
Okay.
So did everybody watch most of the game, right?
Yeah.
Was I having a stroke, or did Gumbel keep calling Mitch Trubisky Sam Darnold today?
Yeah, he did 3 times.
Okay, I thought I was going crazy. I
On
asked,
that one where it like
this
deflected at the
game.
line.
yeah.
He's like Sam Darnold throws an incomplete pass. I'm like, we're on offense, buddy.
I didn't pick that up at all.
I thought I was having a stroke because I was watching the game with my dad, my brothers, my cousin, and I'm like, is anybody else hearing this? They're all like, no. I'm like, like, take me to the hospital. I don't know what's going on.
Also,
Smell toast.
Sam Darnold doesn't deserve to be walking around on an NFL field. That guy belongs at medieval times dressed up as a cyclops. He is the goofiest person I've ever seen in my life. His forehead is like so big, and like I don't understand this guy, but he just needs to be in like a Renaissance festival. That's all I can say. I have no more words for that man.
A Game of Thrones extra, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, another week, another moss of George Pickens play. I mean, it's just coming week by week to see that he's going to be clearly the number one, and Deontay find his way out here in 2 years, hopefully.
Yeah. Pickens looks phenomenal, and I love that. The kind of player he is, but there's part of me that just like you watch those college tapes, like I've talked about, of him just like going crazy. I want him to just moss a cornerback and then just take a chunk out of the dude's ear or something.
Well, let's not forget.
Helmet's still on.
Let's not forget what he did to the one. What do they call them? Umpires or referees? Umpires. He caught a ball on the sideline, was going out of bounds, knocked the
kick. Yeah.
Oh, the onside kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knocked the ref over, and then Allen Iverson step overed him. And like it wasn't like I'm trying to like not step on you kind of thing. Like I'm trying to like not hurt you. It was a full on. He knew what he was doing. He took like a grand old step. Like he knew like him and the boys would be laughing about it later. Like he did like a full on tie loose step over.
Yeah. It wasn't like he like had his head up and he was just kind of like stepping over. Like he looked directly down at the official and then just took the huge step over after he put him on his button. I was losing it.
It was funny. But I'm going to move on to the quarterback situation a little bit. Mitch Trubisky, I mean, didn't look like a star, but he didn't play horrible. I didn't think he had that performance that was going to be like, hey, another team's going to see that and want to pick him up kind of deal. He's going to be a career backup at this point, I feel like. That's it.
I mean, Nate Peterman saw the NFL field today, so Mitch Trubisky will still have a job somewhere, for the next dozen years that
Where do you think he goes though? All the teams that are, the quarterback draft class is so.
He'll be a backup somewhere. Someone's always looking for that. You know what I mean?
Is he on the Steelers next year? Is it 2 years?
Yeah.
Whether they bring him back, I'm sure they would. But
trade him.
Carolina could pick him up if Tom Brady leaves Tampa. Like everyone, look at the backup quarterbacks that have stuck around. Blaine Gabbert was still kicking. I don't know if he's still there.
Colt McCoy today.
He's scrambled egg brain right now.
Brian Hoyer.
You know what I love though? I love the story of Brock Purdy. That is electric. Mr. Irrelevant, getting a couple dubs, running in a touchdown. Like, I don't know. I love that story. If I hope, like, out of all the favorites, it's either the Bills or the 49ers that win it all. I could do any of those two teams. Bills Mafia.
It's just a great quarterback name, like Brock Purdy. Like that's a guy like you can rally behind.
Yeah, I can rally behind Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy, yeah.
I saw this electric TikTok edit, like like Mr. Irrelevant, everyone laughing at him, like him holding up like the jersey, and like it just cut to him like absolutely like chucking balls, like Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo tearing their shit and him coming in. It was like insanely funny.
You tell me the top 4 positions to get drafted in. You let me know. What are they?
Well, first overall.
Okay.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay.
I know the third one.
What, 69?
Okay.
No. How high do the rounds go? What's the highest number? Like 420th?
No, it would be 420 though.
420.
It would be pick 420 if that would be amazing, but no.
There's like the meme spots right there. It's a meme spot.
There's no go that high, not even close.
So you, instead of being like, oh yeah, I was drafted in the second round, you'd just say, or that would be what, third round? You'd say, no, I was drafted 69th overall.
I mean, yeah, if you're like the whatever free agent signed, you could technically say that.
In the 69th.
Or 619th, Rey Mysterio. Cali.
Say, now you're talking
Booyaka.
316.
What's that? Yeah, but I mean, run game looks solid. Najee looked good. Look all right. Good, all right. I mean, it was a boring game for the most part. I'm not gonna lie. It was, like I said, it's the meat game. They just ran the ball. There's no flashy plays. couple good catches by Pickens, Deontay, whatever. Still no touchdown through 15 games. But the defense was for the most part, aside from getting to Darnold a couple times. Like Darnold got absolutely destroyed several times on several different occasions. But I feel like in that fourth quarter, they're on the field a little too much. You saw they were starting to get tired. Yeah, that's the only thing I really saw from the defense. Pretty quiet game.
Yeah,
I mean,
quiet game. I got one bone to pick though. Dan, like it's been stated on Twitter, Dan and I are in the finals of the losers bracket, so every point counts. I have Pat Freiermuth starting, not one target, 0 points in my lineup because Mitch Trubisky throws 3 interceptions last week, and suddenly he can't throw the ball in the middle of the field. What the hell, Mitch?
Well, Freiermuth was also nursing an injury. I think he had a bum ankle, maybe.
Well, his hands aren't hurt.
maybe he's pussy. That's about it.
Hey, that's what you get, PSU.
Yep.
We'll get into that.
Are there any pit tight ends in the NFL? Are there? I'm sure there will be next year.
Doran was there in the NFL for a few years.
Who's the one? Bartholomew? Is that the one right now?
He's still.
Is he, you think he'll be in the NFL? The games I've watched, he does pretty all right.
He's got a hell of a name, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's fancy stuff, though. He'll do well in those England games when they go over the pond. Yeah. You see a guy named Bartholomew, all those chaps over there will be eating
rugby
strumpets. A nice Bartholomew jersey on.
They'll be
calling them chaps.
Their crumpets, Sir Gavin Bartholomew running down the field.
Fish and chips.
I love it. They'll worship him like Winston Churchill over there.
Oh, man.
Drinking beers out of your fucking shoe, yeah.
Get chewies with Bartholomew.
Woo.
Yeah, that's all I got on the Steelers. I think 500 still.
No. Stop saying 500. They can't get 500 unless they have a tie.
Odds are they're 8-9.
What do you mean? They could still go 500.
Yeah.
They need a tie.
Over
above 500, yeah.
So that's not going 500.
Going 500.
Okay, over 500.
Yeah, when you say 500, I think like 8-1.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think.
How about we just say like?
I should have said losing season. Chances are of them not having a losing season.
I have a simple mind. Yeah.
So let me look who's
one
left.
that gets eggnog.
So
Raiders, Browns, Browns,
Ravens, Browns.
Yeah.
So I think next week's really a toss-up. I think the Raiders are better than people.
Did you see how they won today?
Yeah, that was insane.
Ramondre Stevenson, you've been a lock in my fantasy week. And then Jacoby Myers, is that who threw it back?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
Ooh, what are we doing here?
So I don't think New England's coaches realized that it was a tied game, and they tried doing like the old hook and lateral play, and like going back.
Cal, yeah.
Pick six off the lateral by the Raiders, returned it for a touchdown with no time left. Patriots lose. Couldn't happen to a better franchise.
Is it a tie game, you said, too?
24-24.
So what are they doing? Why don't they just knee it out,
That's what someone asked David Andrews, and he's like, talk to the coaches. I'm just the center. Like, I love that. They're the idiots.
That's what they said. And the only person back for Jacoby Myers to throw to was Mac Jones. Like, I don't know.
Also, what an absolute tragedy for Matt Ryan's career once again.
That's a bad
He's got 2 absolute bum losses. 33-0.
He has to have some bad karma.
Nick Castellanos karma.
He had to have been like a Russian warlord in a past life where he's just getting his absolute comeuppance as Matty Ice. Like that's
were on one today, and I love it.
That's the only explanation.
Comeuppance.
I'm like, dude, this guy is the absolute ragdoll of the NFL when it comes to comeback wins. Like,
I cannot take this seriously because, just Ryan talking about Gavin Bartholomew, and then I just realized I pulled into the apartment, and Dan, when you're moving, and you saw the car next to me, Ryan's like, the car next to me is a Subaru, has just a cutout of Queen Elizabeth on the passenger side window.
I sent it to him, yeah.
And who does that? I mean, if you want everyone to know you're an absolute moron, stick it out in your car. At least put something cool, like
race. Betty White one today at Target.
What?
You can respect Betty White, not the Queen.
That's fair.
We've established we're an anti monarchy podcast. So kings and queens, leave that shit in the 1200s.
Leave that to the blackjack tables. All right.
2022. Cut it out.
I mean, we do technically have 2 more queens than them. Dairy Queen and Queen Latifah. Suck it, England.
Yeah.
Well, no, they have 2. Isn't Queen the band? Isn't that English?
But they're dead.
Okay, they lost 2.
Freddie Mercury's dead.
He can't even keep their queens
a
alive.
big part of Queen.
If we have a tiebreaker with England, it comes down to a couple things. 1, the Revolutionary War, and 2, oral hygiene, where you watch any Austin Powers movie.
Well, at least
3, they can't even keep their queens alive, so I'm calling Great Britain poverty franchise.
You know what? I'm going to pull it out. Yellow card. United Kingdom, UK, England, over the pond. No twigs, no berries.
And they lost like part of them, right? They broke away. Brexit, right?
Yeah, Brexit. Yeah, they pulled away from the European Union. But, I don't trust any country that eats beans with every
I was
meal.
gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
There's a time and place for like Bush's baked beans, but that's a whole different breed over there. And, like Dumb and Dumber, was it the tea and strumpets? That's basically what they got going
Or
over
double-decker buses. Like, grow up. Who creates your vehicles? 4-year-olds? That's something I drew in kindergarten, like a car on top of a car. Come on.
So,
No, their biggest attraction is just a big clock. That's how boring they are.
so this segues me. So, I've seen a lot of memes in my day, and the funniest one about England I might have seen was it was a dude leaning over to the Queen, and it said, "My lord, a second bus has hit the Big Ben." And it's the second double decker.
No,
No.
It was wrong, but I laughed.
that's so wrong. That's just so wrong. I'll make fun of their teeth any day of the week, but you that's a line I will
It
not.
was gold.
A line I will not cross.
All right, so what do we think? Are we thinking Steelers over 500?
No.
Or what's the line still? Dan, you have the note. What are our
I
notes
do.
again? I forget.
All right.
5 and
All right.
12,
I
we're
tell you
out.
guys every week, but I'll keep
We're
telling
6 and 8, so
All right. So Mott's had 2 and 15 if Matt Canada was still here, but he's still here. So he actually said 5 and 12.
Still
You said 6 and 11, Goo. Double R
Okay.
said 5 and 12. I said 3 and 14.
So you still have a chance of yours, Ryan.
they need to lose out, right?
Yeah. They won't lose out.
I don't think so. They have a chance to win out.
You think so?
Bro, I think they do. I think they do. They should not have lost to that Baltimore team. I'm
and
sorry.
Justin Tucker finally became human again. Missed a field goal inside 50 on Saturday.
I think Raiders Steelers next week. That's a pick 'em. That's a toss-up game.
It'll be
I feel
minus
like they're
one or minus
pretty equal
2.
teams. Steelers Ravens. Do you think they'll? I don't know. That has a potential.
Is Lamar going to be back?
Yes.
Yeah.
He will be
He probably
back.
will be.
Yeah.
But
I still like the Steelers' chances against Lamar. I don't know what it is, and I'm not one to sit here on anything and tell anybody anything about the Steelers this year because they suck. But in the past, they have schemed against him well. They make him turn over the ball. They make him get out of the pocket, and he gets happy feet, and he throws it on the run, and he can't do that. He's not accurate, and they pick him off, or they get him. He might hurt him with his feet every once in a while. He might break one, but I feel like they contain him enough in that aspect that where they get him out there dancing in the pocket, and he's just not an accurate passer on the run. He's just not.
In the past, yeah, but whenever they had Bobby Spillane running the spy on Tyler Huntley, when they played, I fear they're going to do the same thing. And I don't know. Would you put it past the Steelers?
I would, because they're not that stupid. They think that Tyler Huntley's not even.
No.
He's not. You can't replace an MVP, so you're gonna have your MVP back there again. You're gonna have Devin Bush spying him, or
True.
an Edmonds spying him.
True.
That's why you went and got Devin Bush, and he's been all right this year. We can agree with that.
Yes.
But
he's been in the mix.
they got him to be like a Ryan Shazier. He's quick. He's shifty.
I'm looking at
fast.
someone you trade up to get 10th overall. I'm looking for a little more something than like, all right, he's been all right this year. Like that's someone like a 3rd or 4th rounder. Like he's been all right.
I understand that, but coming from last year where he was non-existent,
Last year, I'm not going to mince words. It's not like it's a huge step up for him. He's not an elite playmaker like he was his first year. He was making plays left and right. Now he's just an NPC out there. He's just another guy playing linebacker. That's all.
I'd rather have him on spying Lamar than I would Bobby Spillane, or have Edmonds spy Lamar.
I'd rather have a man in a suit of armor looking at Lamar Jackson over.
What's that going to do?
Sam Darnold dressed up as a Cyclops.
Yeah, I'd rather have Sam Darnold dressed as a Cyclops spying Lamar Jackson over Bobby Spillane.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like Devin Bush is a huge upgrade.
He's way faster. He's your coverage linebacker.
I think
what he's
the
there.
winning factor between Spillane and Devin Bush. Devin Bush has that little bit of crazy factor. Like, he ain't all right upstairs. So I feel like he's like, he's that little bit of edge where he's a ticking time bomb. He's gonna go after you, I feel like that's where. Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. We gave Devin Bush a lot of guff at the beginning of the year because it through training camp and all that.
Well deserved, yeah.
It was. But I don't remember us having to bash him.
I haven't been. I'm just
throughout
saying,
the year. So here's what I'm saying. He's going to see that as like that's a career game for him. If hey, Mike Tallman, Coach T come up to me and said, "Hey, this is my guy all day." That's your guy. And he's gonna take the opportunity. He's gonna show why he should make some money. Why he can cover somebody like that. Because those are the kind of quarterbacks you're getting in the NFL now.
Would you like to put a gentleman's wager down?
Let's put a gentleman's wager down.
If Devin Bush is spying Lamar Jackson, I bet he gets his ankles broken at least once. Like absolutely ankles broken.
You got to give me 1.5.
All right, fine. All right, how about this? 2, we'll go 1.5. Just completely whiffing on him open field. Because that's where you need to make the plays, right?
Okay, yeah, I totally agree. Okay, 1.5 times.
If he's spying him. If he's not, that's null and void.
Okay,
right.
That's
fine. I got the over on streakers. I'm taking the over on that, 0.5.
Who's going to be streaking?
You're going to the game and streaking, aren't you?
No, just a random guy. It's in Baltimore. Well, I'm not going to Baltimore.
I know, but
AJ will come out in a diaper again.
See, that's just a little weird that you're immediately going to a streak. Like something we don't.
Yeah. You got some insider trading?
I don't know. It's a Christmas Eve game. That's basically saying you hate Santa and Jesus if you streak on Christmas Eve.
Wait, I thought they were playing the Raiders.
Or that's Raiders. Yeah, never mind.
You haven't heard much about Bobby Wagner since he planted those activists. Remember that?
That was a veteran there. Wagner picked him up, slammed them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy come out there, he just gave him the
smoke bomb.
I didn't know what they were going to do. They like smoke bombs, and they're like advocating for like pigs' rights or something. And like Bobby Wagner just made him into a damn like hood ornament on the...
Made him worms, dude. Put him in the dirt.
It's like that time James Harrison power slammed or like German suplex that guy from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you if you would go back and ask him if he could have a do-over, he would have like German suplexed him on his neck, I bet. But I'm sure he didn't want to get fined or nothing.
But as like a professional athlete, like especially football players, like when that happens, I feel like they're just jonesing for that opportunity to just absolutely truck stick some clown running around on the field. Like that has to be the best thing known. Like that's like going into a junkyard with raw meat tied all over your body, and there's just a bunch of Rottweilers waiting for you. Like it's clearly a dumb idea. You're doing it anyway, and you're gonna suffer the consequences, but they just don't think it out. I love it.
Like I really think that they need to take it one step further. And I'm telling you, if this is what I'd personally do if I was in Bobby Wagner's shoes. They need to bring pantsing back. I'm pantsing any person running across the field. There's 50,000 people in those seats. You're an instant registered sex offender because there's children in there. That's indecent exposure. So yeah, you're getting hammered with that too, and you're never getting back to a football game. So good luck with that.
So you guys need to look this up if you've never seen it. It's Rob Ray.
Hanging brain.
Rob Ray from the Sabres. Buffalo Sabres. A fan jumped on the ice and went over to the Sabres bench. Rob Ray got probably 15 in on this guy before that linesman come over.
Because the linesman didn't immediately come over. They played it cool, and he was just getting absolutely.
Rob Ray was getting the lawnmower going on this guy, and they asked him what? He's like, I've been dreaming about that for years. Rob Ray was not one guy you wanted to tussle with, but you see it all the time, and there's too many people that don't understand because it happens I don't want to get off the rails too much. It happens in wrestling a lot too, and you'll get somebody that gets the boots, to them in the wrestling ring because they don't know what you're gonna do.
Just gets
So as a
yeah.
professional athlete, an entertainer, or whatever, you walk into their realm, you should just get your head taken off.
And wrestling fans, there's a majority of them that just aren't too swift, and they think it's like, they're in the storyline. It's like a soap opera, and they're jumping in to defend their favorite wrestler. And next thing you know,
He's
Shawn
putting you on your button.
sweet chin music. They're putting you through the barbershop window, and you're getting dragged out like a muppet.
Look up when Triple H beat the shit out of that fan that went in to try to get a hold of Stone Cold. And even Triple H said that he was heel at the time. Stone Cold was babyface. So you can't have a babyface beating up a fan because that's what you're there for. You're there to get the pop from the fan and stuff. So Triple H was the bad guy at the time. Beat the shit out of a guy. And even the ref, I can't remember who the ref was kicking him too.
Scott Armstrong?
No, it wasn't Scott Armstrong. It was the older guy. I can't think of his name. I'll look it up.
I know what you're talking about, but yeah. I think in general, there should be a separate set of rules for when a fan comes on the field. I think, like Ryan said, like you got to humiliate them. No,
embarrassment.
Like
it was Earl Hebner.
Or they should have like a designated mud pit that you get thrown into, or like some kind of garbage pile like, at every stadium. Like toxic sludge, radioactive waste. You're just covered in it.
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm just shooting ideas out there. NFL royalties if you use them.
All right, so here's another NFL question. Steelers play the Raiders Christmas Eve. Is it acceptable to wear Steeler jerseys to Christmas Eve get-togethers?
No.
No. I don't think so.
No.
See, I agree. I agree. I thought you'd be all for it, Dan. I'll be honest.
No. So
I'm against it too.
Here's what I'm saying. If it's a nice get-together with your family that maybe you only see a few times a year, you don't need to be all yinzered up. And the reason I say this, my company used to have a really, really nice luncheon. We used to have it at the yacht club down there in Oakmont. So they'd have the full buffet spread for us. They'd let us go home early after daylight, guys, and night shift. They would let us off at midnight, and then we wouldn't have to come out the next night either. So they did it up right, and they wanted you to look presentable. And I'm telling you, of the 60 guys that worked there, 20 of them showed up in like Pens jerseys, Steeler jerseys. And I'm sitting there, and I have either a nice flannel on or a nice thermal, and nothing too extravagant, but I look presentable. You're showing up in jeans and a giant T-shirt at that point. In my eyes, you don't look presentable. So no, leave your Yinzer gear at home if you're going to a relative's house for the evening, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Leave your Yinzer stuff at home.
Fair enough. Yeah. I agree.
Leave your ego at the door at that point,
Yeah.
All right, so we moving on.
Pens
are looking hot lately. Before today, unfortunate. What they ended the week 2-1.
Yep, Carolina.
I thought that was gonna be, their one loss, which I thought it ended up being. I thought that'd be the win. I thought they were gonna lose early because I thought this would be their revenge game. Yeah, but unfortunate. But I mean, 7 in a row, and then they're creeping up in the standings. I think they're like 4 or 5 last time I checked.
They were third in the Metro.
Third, yeah.
No, and like I read like his power rankings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like 5 or 6, I think. So
yeah, they're looking good. I mean, they're gelling. Like I said last week, I think the only real issue is the third line. Jeff Carter, regressing big time. I mean, he's old. It's happening, I think, a little quicker than they thought. The third line's really, I think McGinn had a goal tonight. So, that's good to see Brock McGinn getting on the score sheet. They need a little more pop out of him. But realistically, I think that's the only thing you address at the trade deadline. The first 2 lines look great. The fourth line's doing its job. The penalty kills look great. The defense, P.O. Joseph's really stepped up. Letang coming off that stroke, he's playing well. Everyone's playing well in defense. Jari's been phenomenal. DeSmith's been good. I mean, like I said, the third line is just, it's not even a problem. It's just you need to get better there. It's not like they're horrible. Just got to get better. That's all.
Could always improve.
Yeah.
It's so hard, though, because they're up against the cap, so their backs are against the wall. I knew today's game was going to be a loss. It was a 5 o'clock start. They never play well on Sundays, either afternoon games because they played a lot of 1 o'clock games there years past. Is if it's on a 7 o'clock start on a Sunday, they're not going to win it.
Yeah.
To win 7 in a row after having 7 in a row losing streak, that brings you even there, and it also makes you kind of forget about the 7 game losing streak. You were on that slide there, and it looked like you could have been buried.
Yeah.
They're turning it around. A big scare the other night against the Panthers.
Malkin.
Sid slapped that one off Malkin's leg, and he even said in an interview, "Thank God it was Sid shooting. He doesn't shoot as hard." I know he's just poking some fun, but it was scary because he couldn't put no weight on it, and it almost looked like I thought it was his ankle, but it was closer to his knee, and that was his surgically repaired knee. So
Yeah, I think were we playing Call of Duty that night, Dan? We
Yeah.
were watching the game. So I didn't know if it was the Zen or if it was just me, but they panned to the Penguins bench, and I thought you were coaching for a second because Mike Sullivan has an absolute wicked
yes,
match. So I don't know if he's secretly watching the podcast or what's going on, but I saw that. I had to do a double take because I was like, oh my God, I think that's Dan behind the bench. I wasn't sure.
so you know why he's growing that out, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, yeah, he was growing it for November, and then they won something.
Mhm.
They won something or won so many in a row, and he said he'd keep it till the Winter Classic, and they're playing on the 2nd of January. So, week ahead they got the Rangers, they got the Canes again.
And that's it.
That's it. They got
That's
2
it.
this week coming up. Yeah.
We're gonna have one player injured this week. Rangers, Truba's gonna do something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Gensel. He's been taking a lot of hits, a lot of late
Yeah.
hits.
I think it's going to
only-
be I'm thinking 2-0 this week.
Mhm.
Revenge
it.
game on the Rangers, then double revenge game on the Hurricanes. They've
So-
got it. Why are they playing the Hurricanes so much? They're playing the Hurricanes like 30 times, I feel like, at this point.
No, that'll be the last time I think they play him this year.
Has to be. Isn't that the 4th? Or is that the
Waiver
No, they play him
before.
again. They play him on the 14th of January, and that looks like it. Yeah. So they'll play.
Has to be it.
Yeah.
They play 4 times, right?
Yeah.
2 home,
So-
2 away.
One thing I do want to touch on is I think Jari is coming into form here. You're not seeing a lot of blowouts. He's not letting up quick ones, early ones. He's bailing them out there. He's giving them the big saves when we need it too. To beat the Stars 2-1 on Monday, that's big.
Yeah.
The Panthers were bringing it all night, so
Yeah.
then I didn't get to actually watch the game today. So, but the finish, I mean, 3-2. Yo, I don't know, was it Jari or DeSmith in net today?
DeSmith.
So, I mean, you're giving your team a chance, and that's all they ask of a backup, and just tread water. Our team has enough firepower, so there's still hope with the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Yeah.
unlike the other organizations in Pittsburgh right now. So
I think
that's
if they
the
make
one
it-
shining light.
If they make it to the playoffs, they'll go a decent bit. Like, they'll go decently far, because the other night when I was watching, Jari was in net, and they showed his record, and I was surprised. I was like, he doesn't lose much.
No.
It's DeSmith has to have a horrible record.
Yeah, he had a bad start to the year.
Yeah, he has to have a bad record, because I thought like Jari only had maybe 4 or 5 losses, and I
Doesn't
can't remember
help.
the exact numbers, but it was significantly
Excuse me.
more wins than losses.
Here, I'll look it up for you real quick. It doesn't help whenever your starting goaltender, when you think Jari's going to be the man, has a rough start to the year. So you kind of try to shake him up at the beginning of the year, try to get his head straight. Because goalies are weird, and I've said it for years. Look at
It's like
Marc-Andre
a
Fleury.
kicker's mentality for the
They're
NFL.
a weird breed.
They are. Fleury, they said back when he was in juniors, locked himself and didn't come out for 2 days because he lost a big game in the juniors. So they're a weird breed. And then when he was battling Volkun and stuff. So goalies are weird. You're trying to. DeSmith is 4-5-1 this year.
Okay. Whatever.
So it's just tough. You were just hoping that DeSmith could help win a few until Jari got his mind right, but it happens.
Yeah. No, I agree. And the Penguins, they're rolling. So I mean, just keep it up. That's all. That's all I gotta say about them. They're playing well. Lost today. Little setback. That's just it's the course of an NHL season. They're looking all right. Happy with their performance over the past month.
Pens,
All right.
they get a good thumbs up from me. Bet them two nights this week against the Stars, against the Panthers. Good guys. 2-0 in the old R-squared bookie right there.
So just to give you some numbers, Jari's 14-3-3 right now.
Yeah, that's like a crazy difference.
Yeah. Goals against average is 2.63. That's really good. Save percentage is
I'd say 9.07.
.921.
Oh.
So
yeah,
he's got a shutout. The save percentage is seventh, tied for seventh in the league right now. So he shows you that he can be a all-star caliber goaltender. Can he stay healthy for the playoffs? Because if he was healthy last year, they make a hell of a run, and I promise you that.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. He probably came in still banged up game 7.
He did. Did you see pictures of him after? His foot was huge, and he had ice all over it, so his foot was still messed up.
He's probably absolutely like his foot had to have been probably 90% cortisone. They probably shot him all up,
But he's a gamer, so
I'm going to use that, Dan, what you just said.
Hopefully, he got his battle pass leveled up.
This is my, that's a damn shame, him getting hurt last year in the playoffs. That's my weekly. It's a damn shame that he got hurt because they were going to go on a run. I think they really were.
And a lot of people didn't see it, but I think if they play the Avalanche in the finals, that'd have been an electric finals. I really do. You got McKinnon and Crosby. They're buddies. Two powerhouse teams. No, I'm not saying that the Pens would have any sort of advantage in that finals because Colorado was a wagon last year.
I think Colorado would have won either way, but it would have been a hell of a series, I think.
Anytime you get the hometown team in there, it's the people show up for that, and you kind of see that the team's kind of struggling right now trying to get attendance. They had that sellout streak for what?
Probably 5 years.
10 years? Oh, it was longer than that. It was like 10 years. It was a very long time because they surpassed Chicago's sellout streak. And then I know COVID happened and stuff, and maybe that's why people are still kind of hesitant to get back to the games, or maybe
They're so expensive though.
Yeah.
They are, or is it this team's good in the regular season, but they don't do anything in the playoffs, kind of like the Steelers. It could be any number of those.
So I know, I agree, but the head's spinning a little bit right now, Dan. You're right, and I think it's jogging some memories. The last Stanley Cup parade in Pittsburgh, we went down there. Ryan was there. Luke Werner went down with us. There's a group of us, and this is one of my all-time favorite, not only just hockey stories, but like Luke Werner stories. So he got a dozen donuts on the way down.
Yes,
he ate a couple, maybe, And we're walking down the street trying to find a good place for to watch the parade. Andrew Stockey from WTA, he comes up. At the time, he's like, "Can I get a donut?" Luke goes, "Can you get us some good, seats for the parade? Can you get us up closer?" Stockey goes, "No," and Luke goes, "Too damn bad. Keep walking." One give him a donut. Just tell him to get the hell out of here.
Yes, he did.
Story. Just sent him on his way. Luke didn't eat the donuts either. He was just trying to, use them as a tool to get us a better plate. Yeah,
trade bait.
He ended up just leaving them on like a Jersey barrier.
Yeah.
That was a good time though. That was that was fun all around.
Yeah, we were all there. Yeah, I mean that was just the classic though. Andrew Stockey trying to snag a donut. Probably a little hungry covering the parade. You scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours. Apparently, it didn't work that way. So, he went back hungry. You're not above a donut, Andrew Stockey. If you somehow come across this,
that's.
I forgot about that. Thanks.
Yeah. The thing was, it wasn't like a long interaction. It's about 4 seconds, like just him walking by. That's what I remember of it. It's just quick hitter.
It was the same thing though. Like it wasn't Andrew Stockey, but we were at the pit game this year. We're up in the club level. I'm trying. I get up to go to grab another drink, and it's pretty crowded up there. It's halftime. Richie Walsh is there, and he would not he wouldn't move. Like he was trying to ignore the fact I was trying to get through, and I'm looking down on him. I'm like, "Hey, Richie," I was like, "Excuse me." They were towering over him. eventually he's like, oh, sorry. And he trying to play it off like, oh, yeah, I didn't see. I'm not going to, no. I don't care if you're on TV. I don't care if you got a fancy little hairdo, whatever you got there. You see 6'4", 250 coming down the lane. You better go off to the side, buddy. I don't know. It's just common courtesy at
See,
that
thinking
point.
back to that, I would have folded and gave Andrew Stocky a donut. I love that Ginger had the balls to be like, then no.
Yeah.
Like, because if it's me, I'm like, yeah, here, have a donut. I wouldn't even have thought to be like, hey, can you get us closer? And as soon as he says no, he said, well, too damn bad. I would have folded.
If I'm ever, if I was ever in that position and the rules are swapped and I'm Andrew Stocky, like you see like a group, a large group of guys, there's like 4 or 5 of us just trying to get a better view of the parade. I'd have been like, hell yeah, like I'll take some donuts, just come up a little closer with me. Not saying like we need to be right on the parade, but like, it's a good time. You don't need to try and take the hardball stance in a negotiation or anything like that.
Just because interview me and get me on TV, I'd have some.
He didn't even offer that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All right, moving on. Last categories before we wrap up.
Yeah, one sec. Like double R down there, Pitt student.
Yeah. Anything on Pitt, Roberts, for the bowl game?
Noted Pitt alumni Ryan Roberts.
They got a the Penn State backup transfer today. Is that? Yeah, he came east.
They get a cornerback from Florida.
Yeah, McMillan, I think.
Yeah.
Transferred from.
He went to Florida. Yeah, he went to Peters Township.
No, I like that. The quarterback they got from Penn State, though. I liked him. I mean, it was a numbers game up there. He obviously
he's not going to play ahead of Drew Lar, so.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good for him. I think he'll be pretty. I mean, I'm gonna say he's gonna be like really good, but he played a couple games last year when there were injuries, and he played fine. So that's a good pickup for Pitt.
Like I saw a couple beat writers said it's like going somewhere and then they bring the number 1 pick in. You know what I mean? Like you're not. It's what he was. Drew Lar was number 1 quarterback prospect, and he was the next guy up. And that's, you hate to see it, but next man up. You know what I mean? He'll start. He won't play. Yeah, he probably won't play next year with Jurkovic there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he'll play. He'll play in 2 years, so he'll be a redshirt junior. So
that'll be good. I mean, he was, and what I liked about him, like he played last year. I think it was in the Rutgers game. He played pretty well, and at that he was the 3rd string quarterback that year, but. Taquan Robertson got hurt. Clifford was dinged up. This year he was in a weird spot because obviously Clifford's starting. Alar comes in. Pribula's there, so he's like the 3rd or 4th guy. But he never really complained. He just did his job. I don't blame him at all for leaving. That's the kind of guy. He's not complaining. He's not being a dick or anything like that. He was really well liked. So I think that's just especially as a quarterback. You're looking at that as a leader for a team. I think that's a good pickup for Pitt. I really like him, so I'll be interested to see him, play there. I'll be down at some games next year. Obviously, he probably won't play next year unless there's an injury or he just outplays Phil Jurkovic. But yeah, it'll be nice to see him, play a couple games. Hopefully, as a Panther, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Anything else, Roberts, on the old Pitt Panthers?
No, nothing. Nothing. Nope.
I got nothing on Penn State. Just waiting for the Rose Bowl. That's about it. But we're moving on. Jag of the week. I got a good one. I've
got 2.
Can I do one plug before we do Jag of the week?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So we were talking about this earlier today. Sorry.
No free ads.
It's for us. It's for us.
Oh, okay.
So the fantasy football season's ending. What's next for us? Ryan's idea. I don't know what you're doing down there, but so January 1st, we're going to be doing the Road to March Madness and then the March Madness Challenge. So January 1st, we're looking to get 25 people, so probably us 4, and so 21 others, completely randomized. January 1st, you get your team. So you'll be 2 random wheels. You'll get a number and then your name, whatever team it lands on. So say it's Dan. He gets the number 7. Whatever team's ranked number 7 at that point in time, that's who you're following for the rest of the year. Whichever person's team finishes highest gets a $50 gift card.
Okay.
Whoever finishes in last place
gets a bucket of goo dumped on their head.
Buddy.
No, they'll be getting some sort of prize. It'll be embarrassing. There'll be a little stipulation with it, but nothing crazy. Obviously, No money entered or anything like that. Just something to keep it interesting, keep some of the viewers and subscribers engaged with us. Be a nice little segue into spring. So we'll come up with a hashtag. If you're interested, tweet us back with the hashtag. We'll put you on the list. Once it's filled up, we'll do
You
the
just made the
generator.
list.
We'll be good to go. Yeah, you made the Chris Jericho list, and that'll be the next thing starting in the new year. So we'll keep people engaged, and hopefully be pretty fun rooting for a team, and especially when the tournament comes around, your team makes the tournament. It'll be a good time. So that's what's next up on the agenda. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, first come, first serve. I don't want anyone whine. And, number 26, sorry, you're out of here. No top 26. Sorry.
That's what you get.
Loser
That's
gets
it.
a Nickelodeon slime. They used to slime people. That's what they get.
They still do it.
You get good.
No. All right, we moved on. Jag of the week.
Yeah,
I got a good one. I don't know. Who want me to go first or someone else?
I got nothing, so you're good.
Andrew, you got one?
If I had one, I think I'm forgetting it right now. So you guys go. If I have it, I'll chime in. If not,
Dan,
I'm
how
ready.
good is yours?
I have one's the other one is electric.
All right, I'll go. Do you want to give your first? I'll
give
go.
my okay. Yeah, I'll give
Give
my
your
first. One.
first. Mine's
Okay.
mid.
Okay. So my first one, I went up to me and the youngest. He had a bad day the other day, so we were gonna go do some shopping. But I told him we were gonna go get some lunch. So I was like, "Where do you want to go get lunch?" And he normally says Dawn's, and if everybody doesn't know what Dawn's is, that's McDonald's. But he said we had Dawn's the night before. I was like, "Okay, well, what do you want?" He's like, "Let's have Wendy's." I said, "All right, we'll go to Wendawn's."
Oh.
Go to walk in Wendawn's, and I got him in my hand. I'm walking, he's holding my hand. And we go to walk in, and this couple's coming out, older couple. And I held the door. I was raised right. I have manners. I'm polite. It doesn't matter who you are out there. I try to be nice. I'll hold the door for you. Old man, old woman, young man. I don't care. So I'm holding the door, and this guy comes out. He goes, so I'm decked out. I have a Pitt sweatshirt on and a Pitt hat on. Okay. So you could probably see where this is going. The guy goes, oh, I guess I'll accept you holding the door, even though you're a Pitt fan. So he said that as he was coming out, and I turned around and said, "You a Penn State fan?" He goes, I said, "Buddy, get to your car now, because I'm cleaning up Happy Valley. Get out of here. You're a Jag." So we go to walk in, and he starts barking at me a little more. I said, "Buddy, you don't want to go there with me." And me and Owen walked in, and that place is in shambles. It took us 15 minutes. We didn't even order, so we left.
Wasted trip.
Guy who thinks, and I wish I would have thought of it, because I'd have been like, you just think you're better than everybody because you root for Penn State. You can't accept me holding the door. You can't just shut your mouth, accept me holding the door for you, and go on your merry way.
Hey,
Guy at Wendy's who's a Penn State fan, Jag.
No, it is. Even if it's like holding door, that's international waters. It's not in a game setting, Like it's a local Wendy's. Just be like, hey, thanks, man. Just go on your merry way. Your fandom doesn't count when you're. This goes for anybody. Your fandom don't count whenever someone's doing a good deed. Like whatever. Keep that aside. International waters. Just say thank you and move on. No need to bark.
And here's the thing: if I didn't have Owen with me, I would have really started screaming at that guy. But I didn't want to do that in front of him. That's not fair to him. He has no dog in the fight. I mean, he could grow up and want to root for Penn State when he gets older. I don't know. Kid's 5. Yeah. So
I didn't remember mine, by the way, so I'll go after Dan.
Okay.
You want to go now? Or what's yours? Is yours better than mine?
No.
All right, you go then.
Oh, Dan still has one.
No, I'm going in the middle because he has a really good one.
I have a really good one.
Last.
So my Jag of the week is actually a little group. It's the CBS sports broadcast. I was watching Ohio State play North Carolina yesterday, 2 teams I absolutely despise, number one. So I really didn't care, what happened in that game. It could end in a tie. I could care less. But I know Roberts also is griping about this on Twitter. I was sick of seeing, after every clutch shot, Roy Williams, they're panning to him in the stands, cheering, whatever. The guy's retired. I don't care that he's at the game. If I wanted to go watch a geriatric with vertigo, I just go to the Pittsburgh Mills at 9 o'clock in the morning and watch old people stumble around and take their laps. Yeah, Dan, I'm calling him out.
If I was Hubert Davis, I'd be pissed. Like,
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
taking
Hubert
all
Davis-
credibility away from you.
They're showing this old bastard. I don't care that he's there. There's a dime a dozen people that look like him just sitting there enjoying the game. Like I said, I want to see some elderly people with vertigo running around. It's gonna be at the Pittsburgh Mills, or they're eating dinner at Denny's at 2:30 in the afternoon. So Jag of the week, keep him off the screen. Don't care. He's not coaching. Hubert Davis is. There's players on the court playing their ass off, and you're still paying into this bozo. Don't care. Southern gentleman, blah, 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 blah. Get him out of here. Jag.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. You want to hear mine?
Yep.
All right. So Saturday late afternoon / night, I witnessed a crime against humanity. As a few of you know, I went and attended a Christmas play. It was a good play. That's not where the crime against humanity was. It was a pre-play antics from a certain individual. Nobody knows this man. I don't know this man. But in this theater, there was a concession stand, and the concession stand served alcoholic beverages. This individual ordered a beer. He grabs said beer, and I witnessed this man look inside the cup, then reach over, grab a lid, put the lid on. This man got a straw, and he was drinking his beer with a straw. And
So
that,
he
my
had a
friends...
sippy-
What?
Sippy
So he
cup.
is an adult with a sippy cup.
Yep, you're drinking a beer with a straw. You're a Jag of the week, Jag of the month, Jag of the year right there. Jag of the century. That's
That
all I
foams
see.
up so much. Have you ever tried that? I did it at the bar one time, but with a cocktail straw. So it's probably no different though. I was just like, it just foam. It's not Jag.
I'm a little nervous that Ryan used that as his Jag of the week too, because the Youngsters, we're anti-pod. We're an anti-podcast. We're a pro-podcast. If there's one group of people I don't want attacking us online, it's theater people, because
I don't care.
You know
Later.
what?
they come in waves though. Yeah, they're relentless. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but yeah, like
You do
that's
dance
what's
at
gonna-
us.
They'll
they
put up
could.
the Dukes.
All you gotta
Yeah,
do is
they
put the spotlight in their eyes and blind them. Later, idiots. Peace.
All right, that's my Jag of the week. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay, second Jag of the week. I had a very exciting weekend, I guess, with just interacting with people. People on the road. I almost was in an accident a few times. Anywho, we went to the Ross Park Mall. My youngest son Owen really wanted to ride the train there, so take him to the Ross Park Mall. He rode the train. We already saw Santa a couple weeks ago. They didn't want to see Santa. Did a little bit of shopping, picked a few things up. Driving home, and it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I said, guys, you guys want to get some food somewhere? They're like, yeah, let's just go to Chili's. I said, okay. So go to
Love
Chili's. Not a huge fan. My burgers sucked anyway. But that's not it. So we're sitting there. Man asked me if we wanted an appetizer, get something started on. I said, nah, I'm good. I just want a burger. So we're sitting there, and I'm talking with my family. Got the two boys there, got my wife there, and all I hear is I'm looking around. What was that? And I hear it again. And again. I'm not even kidding. 20 feet away, there was a couple sitting at the booth eating chips and salsa. This lady wasn't just putting the whole thing in her mouth and just eating it. She was taking bites of it, and it was so loud. Her husband was doing the same thing. How do you eat chips like that? There was a family sitting behind us, and I could have spit on them. That's how close they were. I didn't hear them chewing on a chip once, not once. So I thought it was all over. I'm like, okay, I haven't heard it for like 5 minutes. They got another order. Amanda looks at me and tells me it's bottomless chips and salsa.
Yeah.
So all I hear again is, and I'm telling you, it was so loud. Like I was like balling my fist up, ready. I was ready to say
You
something.
were Arthur memeing right now. You're like this.
I was so mad. Because there's just something about people chewing loudly that I can't stand. Just like if you're on a mic talking with your friends on an Xbox party, I can't stand people breathing into their mic. Or like if somebody has a fan on, there's few things that I can't stand, and that set me off. I looked at a man and I said, they are so lucky. I turned and I looked at the lady. I said, she's so lucky that she looks so innocent and like old. She wasn't too old, but she looked so innocent. I didn't want to say something. If it was a younger lady or a younger dude, I would have said something. But this lady was lucky that she looked so innocent that I didn't say something. So the lady and the man eating chips and salsa like they were at home at the Chili's at the Pittsburgh Mills, jag of the week.
Obnoxious eaters are the worst.
What if it was celery? Imagine if they got an order of celery.
Oh no, because you know what Goo Mess over here used to do up at Clarion, right? We'd be in the library after lunch. Don't act like you don't know where this is going.
I
Is it
don't.
an apple?
Quiet area of the library. He'd come in with celery and carrot sticks and intentionally. You just hear it the whole time.
I guarantee you
Don't
on
act
finals
like
week
you
too.
don't know.
On finals week too.
Menace. He was a menace. Everyone's down there trying to study. Buddy's busting out the celery, just intentionally taking the smallest and loudest bites that he could, just to annoy everybody around him.
Beats me.
Dude, you want to give an honorary jag of the week?
Why not?
Yeah, Andrew, you're the honorary jag of the week for stealing Connor's gaming chair and then trying to pawn it off as your own.
I didn't steal it. I never claimed it was my own.
Dan,
And then I'm
you
an
were a
accomplice.
co-conspirator with him. You helped him move it.
Dan is a co-conspirator number one.
Do your code
Yeah.
jag of the week.
Yeah, I'll wear it like a badge of
You
honor.
two, right here for taking our boy Big C's chair. Piss off.
Yeah.
That's
I-
Big C, new room. He's mobbing right now.
That's just the perk of being the oldest sibling. I mean, that's what I do.
What if the roles were reversed? What if Connor did that to you, Andrew?
Well, he wasn't home all semester. He was up at school.
I understand that, but
what gaming chair is hard-earned gaming chair.
What if he did that to you? That's all I'm saying.
No, don't play that card.
all
Don't
I'm
play that
saying.
card. Don't be difficult.
That's all I'm saying.
Did I give him any guff? He got it right back.
Shouldn't have been gone in the first
After
place.
you jacked.
You replaced it with a broken one. That's even
I
worse.
replaced it with a chair.
A broken chair. That's
You
even
never
worse.
specified it had to be working.
That's worse.
Could have been broken like his neck when you dropped
That's like
him on his
replacing a
neck, man.
Ferrari with like a wood panel station wagon that's broken down.
You should have went and got him a Lowe's bucket. It's a chair.
It's a chair. Beggars can't be choosers. I don't know what else to tell you.
Now he can say he's from the pit, not the palace.
Yeah, he's using the gaming chair to play Fortnite. So I got no problems with him being without a gaming chair for
That's fair.
day two. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. All right, well, we moving on to random athlete and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
All right, mine's Buffo the Clown, former Pittsburgh Pirate. I don't know his real name.
Oh, can I go to the Pittsburgh pirate parrot that sold cocaine in the 80s? That's my random pirate mascot. People forget about that. That's my people forget about it. He got
Damn,
busted.
I don't know. I didn't have one ready. I don't know.
I got one. Tom Barrasso,
Okay.
All right.
old Penguins goaltender. Oh,
Okay.
no. I'll save that for next week.
Actually, yeah. I'll go to Penguins goaltender. How about that? Johan Hedberg.
Oh, the Moose.
The Moose.
Moose.
All right, Rob, let's see you got.
Been saying a lot recently. I don't know.
Top of the head, anything.
Give us a pit player. Come on. That's your specialty.
Tommy Toeman.
No.
Tommy Tooman.
That's Buffo the Clown.
Yeah, but it's actually Tough Buffo.
No, it's Buffo the Clown.
I'm just telling you what it says because it has been a professional baseball player, physical education teacher for special needs children, and a bodybuilder.
He's a
and a marathon
200-pound clown.
And he's a marathon runner.
I'd have to say, if I'm going there, probably favorite pit player of all time, Shady McCoy.
I like it. I
I
like
had
it.
to cut off. I had the crop top of the Shady for Heisman shirt I wore all the time in 6th grade under my practice jersey in basketball.
Okay. All right, boys. Well, good episode. Everyone, thanks again. 100 subscribers. Really shout out to all the listeners. You know who you are. We mentioned you earlier, but more than we ever thought. I thought would fizzle out around, 20, 30, and people would get bored of us. So I appreciate seeing the numbers go up slowly but surely. But We're here for the ride. Going to be a great year, 2023. Next episode is, oh no, next Friday.
Christmas special next Friday. Maybe
Special. We'll have something planned, some eggnog, some whatever Andrew's
Yes, there'll
doing,
be
whatever
nog.
Roberts is doing, and I'll do something. If not, if I can't get a fan vote of a sub, I will concoct something that's respectable yet,
How about this? Us three will each take a part of the sub for you to build. So you can't
Okay,
just be like,
or-
oh, okay, here we go. No,
or,
we'll make it for you.
Or we could do sheets it, because then I can just go pick it up out of the bag, and then like I
not
won't know
know.
what's in there.
Okay.
Because then you can just order it off my app, and I'll go grab it.
Well, let's get some of the ideas from the listeners on Twitter and Instagram, and then the three of us will come up with our final concoction.
Here's what we'll do. I'll go, since you're on the way to Sheets, Andrew, I'll stop at your place. You order it off my phone, and then I'll just go get it, grab the bag, bring it back.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. It has to be travelable, though. I'm not, I don't want to open up a wrapper, after a 15-minute drive and have a monstrosity upon me.
Hey.
Hey.
Filled with hot dog water.
Oh.
Whatever. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. Robert's about to yell at me for how loud I clicked the stop button. But thanks for listening. Episode 22, Youngzers. Thanks for watching.